Breeders' Cup news. You've been waiting for this. You were chatting about this when I first got here. You and Rich Perloff in the informal meeting before I got here.
It's pretty cool because Linda Rice, the trainer, who by the way is the hottest trainer right now at Belmont Park, she's winning about a 30% clip. Two horses run on, it was like a New York showcase day they had at Belmont Park on Saturday, La Verdad and Palace. She thought about running those two in the Breeders' Cup, but opted for the Saturday races versus New York breds instead. And we'll go to the race right now. La Verdad showing the ability to rate a little bit in this race, and we'll talk about the decision that was made after La Verdad's stellar performance in the Iroquois from Belmont on Saturday.
They're off in the Iroquois. And it is Uncle Southern and Women Win who come out the best. And these two are sent along to the front, along with Atlantic Smile. And La Verdad, the big favorite, will sit fourth up the backstretch with Tricky Zippy to her inside. 2 lengths more back to Isabel. Then it's Here's Delicious to the outside. Will It Make the Moment? And last of them all is Missed a Point. They run by the opening quarter mile in 21 4/5 seconds. And the leader is Women Win. Luis Saez and Women Win a neck in front of Atlantic Smile on the far turn as La Verdad begins her move up into third now to the outside of Uncle Southern, who's back running in fourth. And now La Verdad is coming toward the pace-setting pair on the far turn. Tricky Zippy's got a clear path at them too, but she's going wide, drifting out here and 3 lengths off the lead as La Verdad runs up alongside of Atlantic Smile after a 44 4/2 mile. They're into the stretch and La Verdad has taken the lead, and she set sail for home with Tricky Zippy trying to come and get her. On the outside comes Will It in third. La Verdad has opened up 4 lengths here. Tricky Zippy is next, and then it's Will It, and on the inside, Make the Moment. The truth is she was much the best in the Iroquois.
Daughter of Yes, It's True, the truth, La Verdad sits off the pace and scores. But, man, I don't know what this means in context. She's 3-5 being an overmatched group of New York breds, right? What does this mean?
Well, again, Ren in our research department made a really good point after this race, and it turns out that this is exactly what the intentions were from Conditioner Linda Rice. Because La Verdad's one of the fastest horses on the planet. It doesn't matter what gender.
Right.
And against this group, she's fourth. So why would La Verdad be fourth early on rate? Well, because they wanted to experiment with her rating. And if the experiment worked, they were going to wheel back in the Breeders' Cup, Filly and Mare Sprint, and it did work. She rated, she relaxed. Yes, against not a very good group, but she did it with ease. She did it in 1:15 4 because she's not going to win on the front end, gate to wire going 7/8 at Keeneland, dueling with horses like Stone-tastic on the lead, very, very fast for Kelly Breen. So now that she's proven she can rate, Linda Rice, who is one of those trainers in New York, and there are quite a few that over the history of her training career has never had a problem wheeling a horse back quickly, will wheel La Verdad back in 7 days off of that big-time performance that we saw against much softer yesterday at Belmont Park. David Jacobson did it a year ago with Salutos Amigos. 7 days later, he had to ship a lot further from New York to California. Didn't work out very well for Jacobson and Salutos Amigos, but I don't think this is the strongest of Breeders' Cup races. So I have no problem with this move.
The concern I have, Matt, you look at her lifetime PPs. She's always had a month between races.
Yeah.
In all of her 21 starts, she's never, ever run close back-to-back races. So now the biggest race of her life, she's going to run back in 7 days.
Well, but she hasn't proved that she can't. I don't think that race, she was tapped 3 times at the 8th pole and just handwritten late.
Yeah, true.
I don't know. A lot of the great trainers have had a lot of success wheeling horses back quickly. It's not much of a ship. She's a tough racehorse that loves to win, and this is a race in which I just don't think it's the strongest of fields.
I agree with you on that.
I think it's such a weak Filly and Mare Sprint race this year that I think Artemis Agriterra, who hasn't raced since this race, the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint a year ago, could win because she was that good as a 3-year-old, because Michael Huston, the trainer, excels with these types of runners off a long last. Because to me, Judy the Beauty, your winner of this race last year, she's winless since, 0 for 3, not the same horse that she was when she won by a head over Better Lucky at Santa Anita on November 1st of last year. I don't know. I think La Verdad belongs in this race, and now that she's not going to be caught up in a speed duel, she proves she can set off the pace. Again, roll the dice.